October 6th to October 10th. Myself and 3 students, we will be traveling to Barcelona, Spain, to present our work on this pavilion at the International Association for Shell and Spatial Structures conference. It's a 4-man force conference, and we'll be presenting. Initially, the plan is to present our pavilion based on wire bending, but we'll be going there to present our paper on the first pavilion and to construct and exhibit our new pavilion.
With Vernelle, we've been sort of experimenting with this parametric design language about how you can apply fiberglass rods into bent structures or a pavilion. It's using a lot of her research that she developed at, I believe, Penn State, to develop this repair of carnival sort of practice that's sort of dying out in Trinidad right now. And she's trying to find a way to update it and bring into like the modern sort of understanding of how we can apply that to a designing practice. And then through that research, we're sort of creating this large-scale pavilion. I believe it's 4 meters by 4 meters by 4 meters is our limit. And we get to have it on display in Barcelona for the 4-man force symposium going on right now.
It was amazing to see all these people that were responsible for these projects I've only seen online and in pictures, and then to meet the people who are behind it and to hear the insights and interest that they had in the project face to face. And I think the whole time we kind of knew that we were working on something that was pretty fun, and then pretty different and also difficult, but then to see others who have done such impressive work also recognize the kind of difficulty that goes into making something like we did. I had Jonathan Dessi-Olive on a few crits, so he always had very interesting and thoughtful insight and was able to kind of say things that other people might have watched over or making very polite, but he was always challenged me in every piece of work that I presented. And then I saw him present his mycelium vault, and I walked over during the building process of that and just started asking questions. And after that was up, I just kept asking him questions about how they made it and everything like that. And then he offered for me to do an independent study over a summer. So I started that, and we began thinking about these kind of research tactics and kind of avenues in architecture and construction and material science and all these things, and what kind of place I would be able to have an effect on. And then we landed on pneumatics and inflatables and kind of hippie modernism. And we saw that there was a huge interest at a certain time period, and then it just completely fell off. And what would it mean to make pneumatics contemporary? We knew that the most efficient form for an inflatable structure is a sphere. Then he met Jim Case, and they started collaborating, and then Jonathan presented the work that Glaucio was doing here, and it was these responsive tensegrities that would go from being floppy, and then as you added hot water to them, they would gain structure and rigidity.
The inflatable tensegrity project started as a collaboration between me and Jim Case from Using Case. We wanted to undertake structural design research that could be informed directly by making prototypes. So on one hand, he could be working through problems of analysis with his engineers at Using Case. And meanwhile, those of us at Georgia Tech could undertake problems of research through the act of making itself. And so the project was formulated out of those two desires to conduct serious structural design research, but through making itself. The project would have been impossible without the Ventulett Fellowship for a number of reasons. The easy answer is that from a financial standpoint, the fellowship comes with the kind of support that's needed in order to start up a research project like this. Second of all, with the teaching position at Georgia Tech, the fellowship then gave me access to people like Jim Case, like Michael, the student, and various other students who took interest in the project and were able to contribute. So these kinds of collaborations wouldn't have happened unless the fellowship existed, and I wouldn't have been able to meet these people and bring together such a strong team without the fellowship being there.
Colleges and universities, in a way, they're here to, give courses and educate students, but, more primarily, they're here to be sort of integrators of ideas and cross-pollinators of ideas. So the whole idea of Georgia Tech and the whole idea of our interest in Georgia Tech at Use and Case is that we're going to learn new things and we're going to be experiencing new people and new ideas. And so we always feel very fortunate to be in Atlanta and to have Georgia Tech as there. We always consider Georgia Tech as a partner in our firm's success, as well as an entity for educating people. I was very happy that we were able to have this industry academic partnership to achieve something which really hasn't ever been done before. So without that cross-pollination of ideas, I don't think we would have created something as innovative or interesting as we did.
Jonathan Dessi-Olive, the Ventulett Fellow, was so important because these connections were so loose between engineering and architecture and everything, and he put forward this giant effort in order to get all these people in the same room. And through that effort, sometimes there was moments when we didn't know like where the project was going or what was going to happen, or but through just kind of consistency, he kept bringing everyone to have meetings and everything like that, and really made the connection possible, which for me was very inspiring that someone with an architecture background was able to pull people from all these different disciplines and generate interest, and eventually make it a real collaborative effort. So that was great.
Yeah, he's not only a very capable, smart guy, but he has this enthusiasm and energy that is conducive to people doing creative work. So, thanks, Jonathan.
Thank you.